Good evening. I'm on the late night Friday. If you know me, you know what I'm doing. I'm headed to work. Man, I still couldn't really get to sleep, but I did get a little nap in earlier today. I slept till maybe about 2 o'clock. Because the last thing I remember, it was 10 something. And I was trying to wait till noon or 11 o'clock to go on live. And I woke up at like 1. It was a wrap. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hey, Selena. What you doing? What, you ain't out in the streets? You ain't out kicking it? I gotta start going somewhere. I just bought clothes, so stay tuned. I'm gonna be in them streets too. Yeah, man. Out tomorrow. See, I'm a weekday girl. I don't really like hanging out on the weekend. But see, I party like an old head. I just go to a happy hour or something, or hit a little neighborhood bar. I'm in the house by 11. I ain't on that late night. I be tired. And if I go out late night, I'm going to be drunk because I got to get drunk to tolerate late night people. I just want to do some different things, especially now. I've been here almost a year. Hey, Missy, it's almost a year. Actually, this month make a year. The end of this month, the 29th, I will be a resident of Norfolk, Virginia for a year. That year went by fast, man. To think I spent half of it at Amazon and at the hotel. 6 months. Now I'm in my second place. That's crazy. I done lived 2 places already on my own here. But I think it's cool this time, so everything should be okay. That first apartment, man. Dude was about to catch some hands eventually. But he got us out of there, so I can't complain. I'm still used to my space. Like, not like my own space. Kind of my own space, but having more space. But I guess I had more space because I was by myself, huh? I feel cluttered. A little claustrophobic. So, definitely need to move on up to a 3-bedroom. Because, yeah, it ain't gonna work. Not for long. So I got 19 months on this lease. So hopefully by the end it'll be either home buying or, definitely something, bigger. I would not complain. In my double voice, glory be to God. Man, I don't know. I got to go to the salon in the morning. I think I'm going to go live from there. Even though I know my video gonna be copyright because of the music they be playing, it'll at least go or whatever. Hey, Marissa, oh my goodness, you up again? What? Let me find out. You trying to be grown? I'll call you bedtime, Marissa. Hey, Marissa. I can't believe you woke again. I feel blessed 2 times in a row. Well, maybe not in a row, but 2 times in this week. After every morning talk about you be going on late, meek. I be trying it. I be seeing. Look at you. Come on, stump with the big dogs on the late night. I don't even know if I sleep, honestly. I'm always doing something. I gotta go to the salon tomorrow. Then I gotta come right back out here to Amazon at 7 p.m., 12. Then I'm off until Monday. So I set a goal to do 40 weeks next week, which means I have to do the original 7 p.m. to 5:30 shift that I used to do. So I got to do that 2 days. So y'all pray for me. But why is this truck driving so slow? Anyway, I'm still getting used to my new route to work too. I hope everybody had a good Friday and it is continuing into the night. Like I said, I had a pretty good day. I had some rest at least, and dealing with the kiddos. Listen, I don't know. I feel like I'm raising my grandkids because I know good and well I ain't got no 10 and 3-year-old. I had the bright idea of taking them to the store and letting them pick out something. You would think the 10-year-old was the worst. Well, she almost didn't get nothing because I'm like, pick something up. He done grabbed 2 cards and put them in my basket. And I'm looking like, I didn't say 2 things. And she was like, he'll get 2. I'm looking like, excuse me? See, I think she got this thing where she thinks she's talking under her breath or inside her head, but it actually comes out her mouth. I was like, yeah, he'll get 2 and you'll get none. But they don't realize, like, you be blocking yourself from stuff. Ain't that like grown-ups? I mean, I guess it starts as a child, You talk your way out of something sometimes. You about to get whole blessed up in this store and you talking your way out because you lightweight being jealous, thinking he gonna have something more than you gonna have, basically. And then they be thinking you born on last Tuesday. I promise, 10-year-olds are the smartest people in the world. The smartest. That's why when I do have grandkids, I'm gonna make them so rotten and send them right back to their parents. Anyway, yeah, I had a little thought before I left the house. I ain't gonna say earlier because it was like right before I left the house. I was thinking, you know what? I take that back because it was something I was thinking about earlier, but it came back to mind again tonight because I didn't go live when I said I was earlier because, yeah, I told you I had a date with my eyelids. But I was just like, I was inspired by Double's chat this morning. And, people come, people go. We got people that are, what they call them, trolls and all that good stuff, whatever the case may be. But, and then we have people that aren't necessarily people's favorite. They come through on everybody's chat, And once again, this is not about a YouTube. This is about a revelation I got because of YouTube. But when I think about the content of what goes on when we're on there in the morning versus, or I guess the backup channel, that's like 2 different spaces. 2 different purposes in my opinion. And I know I'm there most mornings if I'm not asleep, but most mornings I'm there, and what I see is a lot of people engaging in talking about God. We're reading the word, people dropping scripture, we're encouraging each other. It's like the way it's supposed to be as believers. We're sharing the love of Christ, and yeah, between the people that already are connected in there, that's one thing. But then you have people that are drop in like, hey, from Sweden, or this is my first time here, I found it in the vertical in shorts, or whatever the case may be. Then you have those people, and then some of those people begin to drop things in the chat once they see how it's going. And the fellowship is on point, basically, is what I'm saying. Double is here. Hey, I'm using you. The fellowship is always on point. But if y'all notice, every now and then something to come into the shift. And that's the design of, I guess, the enemy when we're doing what we're called to do. And like I said, that the live is just a backdrop because it brings clarity to what I'm saying. It's an example in it. So like our one sister was in there who may have said some unfavorable things at some moment that I never heard, but they say she said it. Someone came in and said, oh, they did this. And it kind of shifted the whole, it shifted a lot of bit. But then the other person was flued out. And I just kept saying, isn't everyone everyone is redeemable. Everyone is redeemable. No, I don't condone the things that they said, the person said, but the person was also being respectful. And I'm not the one that's going to say, no, this person can't receive the word because they did X, Y, and Z. Maybe that's just what they need. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, if we don't sow or plant it, it won't grow. One plant, one water, God brings the increase. As foul as something somebody could say or do, what happens when perhaps the word penetrates their heart? And maybe they're convicted about things they may have done or may be doing. What happens when we say, oh man, get that person up out of here, and maybe that was the assignment for the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like we as people who are saying we're going to encourage, uplift, we're going to be an inspiration, all the good stuff that we say in the name of Jesus. If God is no respecter of person, what gives us a right to be? Now I can see blatant disrespect to an individual, yourself, or, just being out of line, out of order, if you really have a problem with the person. I see that. But I also feel like a lot of these people need God. And if we are out here serving Christ, then I don't think that we should take that lightly, and I don't think that we should diminish the opportunity by taking it away from them. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. And like I said, I'm not saying that's what happened this morning, but it was a great example because it was one person that came and was the accuser in that moment and took that person's opportunity. That's what happens to a lot of us, It'll be one person, one instance that'll come and take our opportunity for what God was doing, I don't want that to be on my hands. Like I said. And that's not to say, oh, you get a pass for F stuff, but God shows us a lot of grace, and I believe that we all are to give folks the same grace that God gives us, or we would want to give people the same grace that God gives us. Long as there's no disrespect going on in that moment. It's always, sometimes distractions come and it won't be what you think. You know what I mean? That distraction, it ain't always as plain as day. You have the things that come that's obvious. Oh, 86K, get that out of here. But then you have that thing that come friendly. That come friendly and so a bad thought. Well, they come in the name of friendly, as if to help, Nah, I wouldn't want nobody to walk up to me on the street and say, hey, don't tell that person about Jesus. Don't let them hear what you're saying because they did X, Y, and Z. When I know good and well, I did a whole lot of stuff, but I'm still able to say that God would never leave me nor forsake me. I can't say that out of one side of my face and then turn around the other side and, deny somebody the same thing that God gives me. Hey, Gary. God gives me mercy. He gives me grace after grace. He gives me forgiveness. He gives me so much after I mess up many, many times, That's why I unapologetically share, God with whoever, whenever. I don't care if I'm sitting at happy hour. You think I wouldn't have a talk about God? It ain't like he outside waiting on me. He right there. Because guess what? Somebody in that bar need to hear the word too. And it's not a comparison to, oh, Jesus hung with drunks. But Jesus wasn't a drunk. I ain't sitting there saying I'm not partaking in a cocktail. I'm saying I am never ashamed to share Christ, regardless. Because God knows who I am through and through. He know me better than I know myself. V Rose. Hey, Veronica. He know us better than we know ourselves. We think we know ourselves, That time when we be like, well, I really didn't mean it. He know we lying through our teeth, even when we don't know it. Because whatever's in your heart comes up out your mouth. Whatever's in your heart comes out of, what did it say? From out of the heart. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That foul, malicious thing you said, yeah. It wasn't no God know my heart. That was my heart, So if I'm out here saying, God is good and he can change your life and this is how he changed mine, the person I want to hear that is the one who has that deceitful heart. That's who needs to hear it more than all us believers. The good news is not supposed to be to remind us. It's to be to compel others to come that have doubt or don't believe or who have lost their faith or given up. That's the purpose of the good news. So therefore, I don't get to say, oh, I ain't giving to the Shay. I ain't giving to Shay today because she said something last week. I just cannot understand. I don't agree with that. So she can't hear this word. That convicted me, and I did, and I'm not saying that, that's what was done, but it convicted me. Everybody doesn't see things the way you see it. That was my revelation. It convicted me because I felt like, what if she missed an opportunity to change that way about her? What if somebody in the chat said something, especially when it was peaceful, it wasn't nothing going crazy. What if somebody in there would have said something, or maybe, hey, even people who ain't always necessarily the greatest people, in which that's not up to me to decide, but even those people can help. Even those people can help. Hey, realists, we all got a story and a testimony, regardless of the fact. Regardless. Maybe some people don't share that stuff because they're not in a space that allows that. Maybe they're not in a place, if you're in a space of chaos, what are the odds of the goodness of Christ popping up? So maybe it doesn't happen because that person isn't never there. But then what happens when they walk into that room? Have y'all ever been to church before and you sit there through the sermon and you might get that ugly cry or whatever the case may be, but after church you like, man, it felt like the pastor was speaking right to me. It doesn't have to be the pastor at the church. It could be me. It could be you. It could be Selena. It could be any one of us at any given moment that say something that will indeed change somebody's life. That will make them, cause them to see a reflection that maybe they didn't realize because it's not surrounded by a lot of, mess. You can't see clearly in mess. You can't think clearly unless in mess you're going to basically produce mess. But if you step outside the mess and then you begin to hear some things that actually penetrate your heart versus, the nasty things, that's the only way change can come. And it might not work that time, but that person is left with something to think about, They're left with something to think about. It might not change them today, but hey, we planted that seed. Now, months down the line, they might pop up on Gary's chat, and now he watering that same seed we planted. And then maybe 5 years down the line, we see that person, now they're sharing the good news, telling their testimony of how they used to do this, that, and the other, and say these things and do these things on YouTube. But I ran across this person and that person, and then this person on the street, they gave me confirmation and it changed my life. But if we don't plant our seed or pour our water, how does it grow? If we do not plant that seed or pour that water, how does it grow? And at any given moment, we're always one or the other. We're either planting or watering. That's why you got to know that sowing a seed isn't necessarily money, because guess what? When you sow a positive seed into somebody, it can come back to you in the form of finance. Because that's how God works, I don't have to go in somebody's church and give them $500 to see a return from Christ. I can be kind to somebody who isn't kind to others, maybe, and see that return. Something I needed. A lot of times we'll be like, why ain't this happening for me? I need this, and I've been praying, but we're missing opportunities because maybe we don't want to talk to people that, some people don't want to talk to people that don't look like them. Some people don't want to talk to people that, others have thrown away. I think a lot of times, even in the world, a lot of things don't get solved because people aren't willing to sit at the table with those who are what they would call in these YouTube streams ops. Now, I don't know if this is a place where, we see it sometime every now and again, but that's why I say it ain't about YouTube. It's about real life, That's one thing I can say with, let's say, for instance, the president. You'll have, let's say, we're going to use Biden since he's the alleged president right now. And then you'll have Trump. The difference between him and some other people would be, people like, oh no, you never talk to the enemy. You're not supposed to sit at the table with the enemy. But sitting down with those people, not becoming friends with them, but sitting down, talking like a man and like a leader, handling business, caused a lot of things not to happen. I don't think it's always about dropping a bomb. It's not, to me, it's not, you never negotiate, Sometimes you got to look those things in their face and tell it like it is. Sometimes you got to look at a person and say, hey, this is what it is and this is what it ain't. Now, either you're going to do this or this going to happen. Now, to me, that's false. Sometimes we got to face things head on to make change. But if we don't, it's always going to be conflict. And that's not with every single thing, but I'm just understanding that sometimes you have to face that thing that is seemingly against you head on. Flat out. So you boom. So you can get something where these people can get out of prison. You got to go to the table. So when I get on here and I talk about God, I would tell y'all, I don't know the Bible backwards and forwards. I haven't even read the whole thing. I get a lot of word, but I have not read the whole Bible. I'm not here to teach you Bible. But I'm always willing to share what I know. I've had a lot of experiences with God personally that I can speak about, that I can share with somebody else, whether it be prompted by maybe something they went through, and I can share what I have because it'll help them, or maybe just because I'm sharing my testimony in hopes that somebody catch it. But if I wasn't willing to do that for anybody, everybody, now if they receive it or not, that's not my business. My business is to drop that information. So I'm trying not to get in a habit of dropping people, because guess what? Somebody didn't drop me. Yeah, I know. I used to think that in order to be saved, you had to go to church. That's when I was like, I think I got saved at like 22. So around that time, I thought I had to go to church to get saved. And it took for one friend not to drop me and let me believe that, hey, do you want to get saved? I'm in a situation, I'm crying, I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? When you get tired and there's nothing else you can do, so you call that one holy friend. Because I wasn't holy back then, and I'm working on it real hard right now. But I wasn't holy back then. I didn't know God the way I've gotten to know him now and getting to know him. But it was that one friend that knew more than I did, and she didn't drop me. She helped me to understand that I didn't have to go to church to get saved. And she walked through the prayer of salvation with me on the phone that day. I got saved, I think it was 22 or 23. Imagine if she said, well, once she go to church, then we'll figure it out. So it's always that moment I think about. Even with that, with my father, when he was dying, the week before he died, and I asked him if he wanted to tell me anything, if he wanted anything, need me to know anything, do anything, and he said, no, just pray for my soul. Because of that moment and because of my growth in my relationship with God, I knew, let me pray for my daddy's salvation. I don't know why he asked that, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? So we can't drop our brothers and sisters because maybe they did some unfavorable things. Now, some people I believe are probably truly reprobate. It probably ain't no hope for them. But I think if there's some hope for a person, if there's a glimmer of hope and you can really see it, we can't drop them, because I don't think anything happens by chance, People don't just drop in by chance. And even those, people come with, even those that come with ill intent, they walking away with something. No matter what they claim they taken away from it, they walked away with something different than what they came in with. You can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, you came over here to be messy, start some mess, but you did get hit in the head with a little bit of Jesus. You think that ain't gonna pop up again? It's gonna come up again. Or that person just gonna listen and never tell nobody else they listening. You don't know who you are inspiring. All of us are probably an inspiration to somebody, knowingly or unknowingly. So it's like, what do you do with that? The gift of being able to inspire others. My fool self asked to inspire the multitudes because my friend got mad at me and I was just so hurt. And I felt like I'm going to show her, God, make me an inspiration to the multitudes. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but I said it. Yeah, as soon as I said it, what happened? People start inboxing me. Oh, you've inspired me to go back to hair school. And I'm looking like, what? I didn't do nothing. We didn't have a conversation. But it was something about my presence. Maybe it was something about something I was posting at the time. But I don't take it lightly, and I don't want any of you guys, if you are one that is saying, hey, God is good, and you're telling other people and you're coming in agreement with things with people, I just say don't miss the opportunities. If he tell us to go out into the highways and the byways and share the good news, you don't get to pull up on somebody and be like, nah, I don't think you want it. Let me see. Yeah, you right there. Let me give it to you. Hey, do you know about Jesus? Pull up to the next one and be like, nah, his hair too long. Her shirt too tight. He seemed like we can't do it like that. She said, what? Oh, no, we can't talk to her. All I want to do is, what they used to say, WWJD. That's all I want to do. I want to know that if somebody comes up in my presence, it's for a reason. Hey, atmosphere. The atmosphere here. Hey, atmosphere. Hey, friend. Hey. Let me go and see if I can see some chats. If you know my story, you would understand. What I say, what I say. That's right. You are the church. Have a good night, Selena. That's boss, Shay says. Selena, y'all. Selena going out partying tomorrow. She gotta get her beauty rest. No, I'm just kidding. Talking like mature adults. Indeed. Ops. Yeah, I said it. No, I'm just kidding. I said it. Ops. But y'all know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If we don't sow that seed, how does it grow? Yeah, it might be on you this time. You might not want to do it, but if you claim to be willing, guess what? You got to do it. Well, you ain't got to do it because you got free will. But if you don't do it, then he'll get somebody else to do it, and then you'll just be set back to that time come around. I feel like it come around again, and you still got to do it any your way. You know, if your parent told you to straighten up your bed, and you be like, I don't want to, what you do? End up doing? Straightening your bed. Or you take a beating. That's what God gonna do. He gonna spank you. Hey, Cutting. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, that's my big spiel for the night. You know, let's not get distracted by other people's personal feelings when delivering a message that is, I feel, ordained. You know, there's a reason all that goes down. There's a reason why there's the ridicule. There's a reason why there's the persecution. There's a reason why, you know, folk being their feelings. That's the enemy. That's how they work. The first thing the enemy is going to do when you're trying to share the good news is try to discredit you, make you seem like you ain't who you say you are. It really don't matter who you say you are. It's about whose you are. And if you are indeed his, guess what? You got to walk the walk. And that don't mean walk perfect. That don't mean don't make mistakes. That don't mean don't drink. That mean don't share about him. Be positive. Give encouragement. And be willing to maybe have to speak to someone that you don't want to. It happens, you know what I mean? Sometimes we got to talk to people we don't want to. Sometimes you got to talk to a stranger. Exactly, Missy. We'll show you, you know, we make fun of when, you know, when we say, oh, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you're going to do. That's a true statement. And he already know what you was gonna do. So it's just like we think we out here fooling God. You know what I mean? We ain't fooling nobody but ourselves. We ain't fooling nobody but ourselves. You know, ain't nobody out here telling people he coming back soon and you got to get your house in order and repent for the kingdom of God is at hand. Ain't nobody telling you that. But they telling you what your address is and how many kids you got and who your uncle is and what they did. That ain't none of my business. All I know is we all got an answer at some given moment. No matter what you think, no matter what you feel, it's going to happen. And it ain't going to be well, they did this to me. It's about you. We're responsible for ourselves. And it's not contingent upon who did what to you. It's what did you do? Not what did they do to you and you did that. What did you do? Well, I thought it would have been okay, God, because I was defending myself. But was it like me? Did I tell you to do that? You know, for those of us that hear, well, I think we all hear. If you believe, you hear. Even I think you hear. If you don't believe, you just don't understand. You think you heard. You said it. You know, I said to myself, self. Stop, Jamaica. See how easy it is to regurgitate crap you hear? So easy, but it be funny sometimes. So that's my thing, you know. Let's be encouraged and remember that when we're encouraging, we encourage it. Anything outside of that, even when you ain't encouraging, you should be trying to. But I'm just saying, if that ain't the topic at hand, you know, I ain't gonna stop in the middle of ministering to Missy to say, hold on, let me check this Negro on the phone and grab my phone and start cussing my dude out. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. I don't like her. Why I gotta tell her something? Because you never know when a person could very well be on their last, just about to let go of everything. You know, I think people wear masks and people try to have the persona of having it all together and being on top and ain't nothing wrong in life. We should never assume that because we all always going through something, but it's always somebody that got it a little bit worse than you. And if you deny that person the good news when you have the opportunity, I don't want to be that person. That's why I always say it doesn't cost me a dime to be kind, you know. No, I don't agree with people being disrespectful, malicious, and all that stuff. But if I got an opportunity to hit that person in the head with a little bit of Jesus, I'm going to take that shot. You know what I mean? I'm going to take that shot. Because that's WWJD. I'm about to bring that back. WWJD. I'm so glad I got out of that, Missy. The complaining thing, man. I mean, we could have a lot to complain about, but it's when you make that conscious choice, when you truly say, I will not complain. And no matter what pops up, you remember that? You know why we shouldn't complain? Because God always takes care of us. It's like if we giving him glory when something good happened, we still supposed to be giving him glory even in bad times. We supposed to be praising through everything. We don't praise him because he did something good. We praise him because he is good. You know, they say that you know, heaven answers when you open your mouth. So why would they answer to a complaint when you can have a petition? You know, if I got to fix my mouth to complain, then that means I need to form a petition to go to God with, not a complaint. Simple. You know, Lord, I know you see what's going on right now. I know you see that bill right there, and you see me working so hard. I need a way. I ain't complaining. I just need a way, and I know you can do it because you are Jehovah Jireh. These are the conversations we supposed to be having. Not, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I need more hours. Yeah, it's a wonderful feeling not to complain because he said he wanted to die and to be kind. Everything has an opposite, realist. Yeah, because when we complain, we don't do nothing but stress ourselves out. Duh. People wonder why they stressed out. Because of you, most honestly. Because of you. I can tell y'all, the last 3 days, last 3 days, it was a little, I don't know what was going on, but it was going on in my household. And it wasn't like no fussing and fighting or nothing like that, but there was a lot of silence, you know what I mean? And by the day, it's just like, I feel the little anxiety. You know, I ain't feeling right about this. And if y'all know anything about pride or stubbornness, you know what happens. You try to wait it out. You try to wait it out. And then if you're in the house with somebody that's doing the exact same thing, which them panic attacks gonna go a little I'm irritated. You know what I mean? I'm irritated, man. And before I went to work last night, I prayed. It was still in the house, man. Still. When I woke up this morning, it was still quiet. Finally, guess what? I opened my mouth. Here I complain about it being quiet. Neither one of us saying anything. But all it takes is for one of us to open our mouth. One of us. Why was that anxiety happening? Space, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I can think you're being quiet, and you can think I'm being quiet. So we both just gonna be quiet. We are the root of all our problems most of the time. I ain't saying the things don't come that were unexpected or, excuse me, y'all. Gotta get the old shoes. I'm not saying things don't happen, but most of the stuff is as a result of something we done or didn't do, So it's like, I could be like, oh, I can't believe this person ain't talking to me, and I didn't even, that's a complaint. I could have did one or two things, or both things. I could have went to God, or I went to the person, and that's what I did. Problem solved. Everyone's talking. And it was just what I said. Everybody in there like, he ain't talking, I ain't talking. She ain't talking, I ain't talking. Just quiet for no good reason. You fight. Get you some rest, Marissa. I'm glad you hung in there for a little while, my love. I am. I know I be coming on late, but it's just now it done became a thing, When I gotta go at 12:30, come on here. Why not? Especially if I can't make room in the daytime. Cause in the daytime I'm always sleeping. Boy, I just knew I was going on at noon. I had it mapped out like, yep, I'm gonna do my little 30-minute encouragement. But like 10:27, the last time I remember, I was gone. But I needed that. I hadn't. This morning when I got off work, y'all, I was shaking. I was so tired and I couldn't go to sleep. Y'all ever had that? Where you need sleep, but you can't go to sleep? I could not go to sleep for nothing. I had went to work at 12:30 to 5:30. Then I had to go back 7 to 12. No, I went. What did I do? Oh, I was there. What am I doing now? 7 to 12? No. Whatever the case. I went 7 to 12. Then I had to go back 12:30 to 5:30. 12:30, 5:30. Got off. Didn't go to sleep. Had to go 7 to 12. I don't know, y'all. Something like that. Whatever it was, I feel like I didn't sleep for 24 hours. I was just at work. And by the time I got off, I still couldn't go to sleep. Man, I'm like, I was like now see, it's like how babies get fussy. You be like that in real life when you ain't had no sleep. And I was trying my hardest. I laid down, I'm like, man, what is going on? It went right. Finally got to sleep for a little bit. And overslept. We missed the bus and everything. We went late to school, but we definitely missed the bus. Y'all, I got back in that house. It was on and popping. I was knocked out. Once I got settled, had to eat my little breakfast. My little turkey sausage and well, I feel like saying fute. Let me see. But y'all understand what I'm saying, As far as, if we don't plant that seed, what won't happen? I hope it made sense. Sometimes when you doing the talking, it just sounds like You don't, you know what I mean? I always go back and listen. I'll be like, dang, I said that. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So, yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to go live from work tomorrow since I got like, what I got? 10 o'clock, 11, 30. I got like 3 people because the girl was supposed to come at 2 o'clock. She not coming until Friday. That sucks. I should have made her pay me. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Go do some hair. It's nothing like being in my creative mode. I love doing hair. I love interacting with the ladies, having conversations like these, you know. Yeah, my ear is something going on with it. I think my earbud be irritating it. I gotta find me another thing. I'm glad you made it home safely, Atmosphere. You didn't get married yet, did you? Hey, I know how I feel because you know what I'm about to say. When Gary sat on that thing with me for 4 hours while I drove to Atlanta, that wasn't nobody but God. Because if it wasn't for him, I don't know. I probably wouldn't have made it there. I probably would have been like, well, I'm about to miss church. Little things, you know what I'm saying? Just show up for a little while. I think I figured out why my watch hours was going down. Y'all remember I was trying to figure that out, but your watch hours are determined by trying to get up to 3,000 in the year. So I think that a lot of my watch hours, I've been here a year, so a lot of them watch hours done hit a year. So I guess we about to be at the beginning again, starting over. But at least if I figured that part out, I know what I got to do. I know what I got to do. I wish I would just stay active way back when I was already monetized. I wouldn't have had this problem. Wouldn't have had this problem. Y'all like my sweatshirt? Y'all be seeing these online? It says something on the back, but I can't never remember what it say. I love hoodies like this and stuff. Especially now that it's kind of cold. No. I'm trying to see them emojis. Is that a good no or just a, is that a not yet or a no? I'm sorry if I peed in your Cheerios. Listen. I know what I know, babies. Look, I'm like, babies. There's a reward in being a good person. So even though we may fall short sometimes, it's a good thing to keep trying. You know, maybe I wasn't great today, but I can be better tomorrow. You know, that's how I look at it. I need to do my hair over. Maybe. Get the churn coming to work. Or going to lunch. Well, anybody want to ask a question or got something to say before I go? Because it is getting closer to the... I guess I gotta get out of the car in the next 5 minutes, 3 minutes. So I hope y'all continue to have a good night. I pray God gives you peace while you sleep. Hey, and some good dreams and ideas and things that you can use to start something, to generate some wealth or something. Put something on your heart you can turn into currency. You too, atmosphere. Coming to see you at the trap. Yeah, something. Might give you an invention while you sleep or something. That's the stuff I want. Wake up like, I got the blueprint. Next thing you know, I'm a millionaire. Why? Because I listened to what he said while I was sleeping. Caught the revelation in a dream. I've had things where I couldn't figure out, maybe let's say what I wanted to call my business or how I wanted to put together my business plan. And it would literally come to me while I was asleep. A lot of times when I have a hairstyle to do that I'm not really sure about how I'm going to execute it, I'll literally have a dream in the night and it'd be like I seen the whole process and I go right to work and just lay it down. Lay it down. So we can't take our sleep or our dreams for granted. It ain't I sleep when I die, because a whole lot of good things come to you in your dreams that you need for life. So remember that. I'm trying to remember it, but I can't seem to stop working. But give me about 3 months. 3 months, I won't have to do all this like this. But I got a goal in mind, so I'm the only one that can reach it. Thank God that I had the help that I have, because I can actually reach my goal and not have to keep up with a lot of other stuff, while I'm trying to get there. It's kind of like, I got you. Go ahead and do that. So, and I ain't never ever had that before. I ain't never ever had that before. That's funny. But I really haven't, and I thank God that I got it now. I do. So having said that, you guys, I hope that I said something that encouraged you, motivated you maybe, or gave you a new, restored faith. I don't know, whatever it did. I hope it came and did it. Um, as always, you're more than welcome to hit the Cash app, which is, I didn't put up, # her MEEK ness. If anybody want to put that in there, it's the same as my page, her MEEK ness, with the # her MEEK ness. But that's not the most important thing here. The most important thing is to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, bring a friend. And yeah. And if I didn't have something that, maybe you already know about everything I said, share it with somebody who needs it. Sharing is caring. And I'm about to get up off this thing so I can clock in by 12:25. Let me make sure my tag on my... Yeah, I got it. Y'all, look at my... I hate this thing. Look at me on my work badge. Why I had all that hair in my head when I first moved here? I look like somebody, a poodle named Donna Summers. All right, y'all. Much love, and I'm about to go walk up in this joint. Amazon, baby. No, I'm quitting. Let me quit acting like I'm just excited. Talk to y'all later. See y'all tomorrow. If y'all won't pull up, I'll be at work at 10 o'clock. So somewhere around there, I'm going to go live from the shop. Bye-bye now.